Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 186, and I am so glad that you are here today. Today, we're talking about self-confidence, and we're talking about how your levels of self-confidence actually affect your business. You need to think about this. And you probably already have kind of noticed this, that at some points when you had lower self-confidence, how it affected your business. When you had higher self-confidence, it affected your business another way. We're going to talk about those today because I think they're super important to realize and to get a hold of so that you can run your business as effectively as possible. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. I have no doubt that it's going to help you along your business journey, whether you are in the idea stage, starting stage, maybe you're in the growth stage. I'm just so happy you're here because yes, you can turn your passion, skills, and God-given gifts into a successful business doing what you love. So if you're new, really quick, listen up. You need to get plugged in. I have a private Facebook group that I made just for you. It's called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love. You can get in there. It's for you. It's a place where you can ask what you think are silly or even, dare I say, stupid questions. There's no stupid questions. You now have a safe place where you can say, hey, y'all, what do I do about this? How do I set this up? What do I do? This is a place for you to get ideas, share anything, get recommendations. I pop in there every now and then. So I will, first of all, be welcoming you in, but also I love to get your updates. We have certain posts that we have that are every week that you can comment on, like Imperfect Action Monday, just to kind of get your head right every Monday, and wins on Wednesdays, because I think it's super important to celebrate your wins and your progress, even if it's just something tiny. Okay. So anyways, make sure you get plugged in if you're new right now. If you're listening and you just got here, get in the Facebook group. All you have to do right now is scroll down in the show notes. So if you're an Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever you're in, scroll down to the show notes. You'll see some links down there. Make sure you click the Facebook group on. It's going to take you to Facebook when you click on the link, and there's going to be 3 questions that you're going to answer. Okay. Once you answer those, you'll be in a holding pattern just for a little bit, and then I will be welcoming you in the group. And if you're new as well, you need to know I've got some free downloads and other goodies for you. Yes, there are party favors when you arrive here for the first time. So I'm so glad you're here. And if you have been listening a while, thank you so much to all my loyal listeners. Y'all have been amazing. The reviews have been so heartwarming and they bring tears to my eyes. So thank you so much for doing that for me. And I have one favor to ask. If you do enjoy this podcast and you hear somebody talking about that they are starting a business, will you tell them about this podcast? Or maybe you're in a Facebook group and somebody says, I'm just getting my business started. I need help. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. You can say, hey, here's the She's Just Getting Started podcast. This may help you. It helped me. I would love that if you would share it. So I'm trying to get the word out. You know, the more people we can help, the better, because we know how awesome it is to build a business doing what we love. And don't we want to share that joy? So anyways, thank you all to my loyal listeners. Y'all are amazing. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, everyone. How are you? How are things going? I need to know the scoop on your business, what's happening. I need all the deets. I can't wait for you to post in this week's Facebook group post. So you'll have to share what's going on because I love to read through those. I do read them even late at night when I'm bored or something. I'll just scroll real quick in our Facebook group and I'll see what all the updates are because I get super excited about it. I'm genuinely, like for real, super stoked when you're making progress and you're, actually moving toward this dream of yours. And nothing makes me happier. This is literally my whole mission, is just to get you inspired and motivated and give you the actual right steps to make this dream of yours happen. So today I want to talk about self-confidence. And I realized I don't think I've talked about this a lot. I don't even know if I've done an episode. I'd have to go scroll back through because what are we on? 186. I have to scroll back through. And now it's starting to get, because we have so many episodes, that topics may be repeated and I may have a fresh take on them. So if there's something that I talked about 3 years ago, I may be talking about again, or even 2 years ago, or even a year ago. I love to talk about relevant things because I record these every week as I feel inspired by what is going on, either in Grow Getters or the Just Getting Started group, or those of you in the free Facebook group. I take inspiration from that and I see what's going on. And this week I just had to talk about self-confidence because in our last Grow Getters call, we have our monthly strategy Zoom calls where we just get on and everybody just shares, maybe they're dealing with something. Some people are really vulnerable and talk about things they're struggling with. Some people need ideas. Some people motivate other people. The calls are amazing. If you're not in Grow Getters, you need to check it out because those monthly calls are so meaningful. And I always learn so much from y'all on the calls too. And we happen to start talking about self-confidence when it comes to pricing in particular. And we all know that when we are not confident in what we're selling, we often undervalue what we're selling. Like when we're not confident in it, we keep the price lower because we think that's going to overcome this and help, people to buy, which you're probably right in the beginning, but we're going to talk about that. But I want to have a conversation about self-confidence because I think it's so important. Now, many women and men, any of you listening, tell me at times in their lives, they've dealt with self-confidence issues for whatever reason it may be. Maybe it's just you felt that way growing up, or as an adult, you realized you got shunned or you got put to the side, or you didn't have something someone else had, or you didn't achieve what someone else had. And you have all these reasons why you don't have the self-confidence. You don't look the way that you wish you looked or whatever, right? We all have this garbage. Can I just call it garbage? We all have this self-confidence garbage that's floating around us. It's like the stuff that orbits the earth. It's in the outside of our gravitational pull. It's just kind of orbiting. There's all kinds of space matter out there that's orbiting. That's kind of what happens to us. We have this kind of self-confidence, and most of the time it's a lower self-confidence. It's orbiting ourselves every day, and it's garbage. It's just garbage, and it's out there. Okay, here's the deal. Let me make a point, here really quick, is that the value of you as a human is invaluable. There's no price. You can't put any price on it. You are invaluable. You are amazing. You are made by God. You are created by Him. He thought of you before you were born. He knew you were going to be here, by whom, where, whom, for whom. He knew everything about you, right? So know that you are invaluable, okay? When it comes to your business and when you have your products and services, many a times, new business owners take the value that they have for themselves, which they may not see as invaluable, and they project that on to the products or services that they're selling. Do you find yourself doing this? Have you been I don't know if I'm always self-confident about how I look or being in front of people, and now I'm starting this business, and how low should I go on my price? I'm scared because and you're just projecting it, and you're bringing all that garbage into your business. You're bringing garbage into your business and it's affecting you. And we're going to talk about that today. I want to talk to you about the different levels and how they affect you in your business. Because as I said on the Grow Getters call, it just opened my eyes. We were talking about this and I thought, everybody struggles with this, but it is amazing to see the difference of what happens and how do we get from low self-confidence to high self-confidence as we are sharing our business with the world. Okay? Because it's going to come up. I'm telling you, you're going to have price drama. It's going to get in your head. You're going to have drama about what you say to people, how you say it, where you show up. All this is going to come around. Okay? Okay. So first of all, let's just talk about really quick what you think your level of confidence is in your product or service that you're offering. Okay? So let's just like a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is the lowest self-confidence level you could have. 10 is the highest self-confidence level you could have. So think about it right now. Maybe you're in, the dreaming stage. Maybe you're just planning your business. Maybe you're just starting and you're kind of feeling like, I don't know. I think a lot of new people are like, on a 1 to 10, I'm probably a 4 or a 5. I don't know. Do people say that? I don't know. I'm guessing here, just based on people that I've worked with. Maybe you even said lower because you're scared. You're so scared. And that's okay. Everybody know this right now, that when you start, your confidence level is at its lowest and it's okay. It's weird. You have some other high confidence, like you have motivation from listening to this podcast and you see that people can do it. So one side of you is super confident. You're like, I can do this. I'm going to do it. But then the other side of you has your product or service and you're about to start offering it to people and you're like, oh my gosh. Are they going to like it? What are they going to think? Are they going to think I priced it too high? Are they going to wonder why I'm the one that's selling this? Are they going to think I'm stupid? Are they going to think I'm weird? Like all this stuff comes up. So it's kind of this like double-edged sword. Like you have this high confidence in one area, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to pursue this now, and this low self-confidence in this other area. Okay. But think about it. What would you rate your confidence? And maybe even right now you have opened your business and you're starting to sell. Maybe you're a 6. Maybe your confidence is 6. Maybe you've been in business a while and you're an 8 or 9. I rarely meet anyone that says I'm a 10. I don't even know if anyone has been a 10. Maybe you do though. And if you're a 10, hallelujah, I'm surprised you're even here, because if you're a 10, you're probably out and about and your business is a bazillion-dollar business, right? But I want you to know that if you're in the early stages, it is totally normal if you are feeling less than 5 or like at a 5, like you're scared, and it's okay. But I want you to know how it may be affecting the beginning of your business, and it's not in a good way. Okay, here's what happens, and I wrote these down before we got started. The ways that I have seen people that have a low self-confidence level in their business, what they're doing in the beginning. They don't price their product or service at the value that it should be. They struggle and they keep struggling with price. Okay. Number 2, they struggle with not putting themselves out there. They get super scared to tell people about their business. They're, like, oh no, I don't want to market, or, a lot of people are scared of social media, and it's understandable, right? All this. Okay. They fumble with their words when they're speaking to people. They don't feel super confident. They don't even know how to say or what to say, what they're selling. It's kind of hard. They just find themselves like, blah, 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 don't know how to say it, and all that. Low self-confidence also affects your physical stature, like your affect, like your physical affect. When people are looking at you, they can see that like you changed, like you were having a conversation about whatever, the weather and the dogs and kids. And then all of a sudden you start talking about your business and your facial expressions change and people can see it. Like all of a sudden you go into a scared mode, like a hibernation mode, like a sunken in, like I've seen this. And when you have low self-confidence or low self-esteem when you're starting your business, it causes others not to buy. You're actually subliminally causing other people not to buy. Because why? Because they don't feel confident in you either. They're not feeling confident in you. This is what low self-confidence does to you. Okay. Now, know this though. I went through this. People go through this in the beginning because you're like second guessing everything. You're overthinking price. You're overthinking what people are thinking of you, which is ridiculous. All of it. Okay. And it's okay. I want you to know right now, if this is you, that this is okay. And this is literally 95% of the people that I work with. And it's okay. Okay. So give yourself some grace. Y'all know I've talked about giving yourself grace before on another episode. And if you like that topic, make sure you search it, because I have another episode similar to this about giving yourself grace for a lot of reasons. But what we want to do is get you from this low self-esteem, low self-confidence level to a higher level. I want you above a 5. I want you at a 6, a 7, an 8. And this is what you have to look forward to when you get there. Okay. And I know you want this. So let me just share, and then we're going to go over how you get there. But let's talk about when you get there, how amazing it's going to be. You're going to charge your worth, and you're not going to be apologetic about your price. I can tell you now that I have arrived at that, and it feels so good. It took me a long time. I felt like internally I was apologizing for my price, which I shouldn't have been. But now I'm confident. And it's like I, just opened the beta program for new podcasters, which I'm super excited about. I'm so excited. We're kicking it off next week, and it's going to be amazing. But when I came up with the price, bam, it was the price. I felt great about it. I said, this is where I'm starting. I think I told the Grow Getters the other day, if it had been a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have been nervous about this price. And it's not like it's that super exorbitant compared to many other programs that I've seen at all. Okay. It's very reasonable for what I'm offering, right? My point is, I got here. And even I, who've had product businesses, who I had them for 19 years, okay, 16 years, they were online boutiques. Granted, I was selling something totally different. I was selling someone else's product that I thought was amazing. So it was super easy for me to sell. Things change when it's you offering it. Service providers, are y'all nodding your head? Anyone that's a coach, consultant, service provider, I know you're nodding your head yes, because it's a harder ask, because it's all about you and what you offer the world. Somebody else didn't make it. You're not just reselling it. It's hard. And I got here, and it's an amazing feeling, because you're unapologetic, okay? So that's a benefit of when you get the confidence, right? You get to charge your worth. You are excited to share your business. Like, you're excited to get out there and be like, I will tell anybody about it. If they want to ask me, great. I'll get on a podcast. I'll get on someone else's podcast. I'll create my own podcast. Like, all of a sudden, you have this confidence where you're super excited. You feel enthusiastic when you talk about it, even if you offer something that necessarily isn't super happy, because there's people that help with people that are suffering health-wise and things like that. But you bring joy to those people. You bring hope to those people, and you're enthusiastic when you talk about them because you're giving them hope, right? So even if you sell something that is not a super, high energy, exciting product, it's more something that might be for a sad time in people's lives, you still will have enthusiasm around what you're talking about. So I definitely have gotten more enthusiastic over the years, which I didn't think that was possible because I was already enthusiastic. But I definitely, especially, with Grow Getters and this podcasting program, like, I'm just like stoked because I know, right, that they're great. And I know the Just Getting Started group is great, right? And so I feel enthusiastic, right? You also will be glowing. You will glow. People have told me when I talk about my stuff that I glow. I'm like, what? Like some girls that we were doing like a mastermind with. And I'm like, I'm glowing. I didn't know this. I am. Okay, I'm arriving. I've arrived, right? Also, your confidence will be contagious, meaning people will feel it and see it. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I'm confident in her because she's so confident, right? This is what you have to look forward to. You have to look forward to being able to talk to people, know exactly what you're saying and be confident. And if they don't like it, you don't take it personally. That's another awesome thing about feeling confident in what you do. You don't take it personally if they don't like it or they don't buy or they think the price is too high. You're like, they're not for me. We're not for each other. It's okay. It's like, I can only imagine if you were doing speed dating in a room and you start talking to somebody and you realize right away, like, you don't have the same values. And like, you're like, okay, I'm on to the next person. But you're not offended if they don't like you because y'all both knew you had totally different values and this just wasn't going to work. But you're not offended. You're not like, oh my gosh, that person doesn't like me. You're like, we weren't a match. Next, right? It's the same with your business. When you become confident, you're like, okay, if it's not right for you, if this is like the totally wrong price point or you're not feeling it, you don't love this, you don't like my personality, you're not offended. I'm not offended. If people listen to me and think I'm a little wild and like have too many facial expressions or move my hands, I know I move my hands all the time when I talk. Like, okay, if that bothers you or my faith bothers you or my outlook on that, then that's fine. We're not a match. Okay. So that is what you have to look forward to. It's an amazing feeling. It is so amazing. And I know those of you that want to get there will get there. And just know it's going to be awesome. Okay. So the question is, how do we get there? How do we get you from a feeling of low self-esteem to high self-esteem, low self-confidence to high self-confidence when it comes to your business? Because that's all I'm really trained to help you with. I'd love to be able to be a master therapist that helps you in your personal life with having all the self-confidence in the world. Unfortunately, I'm not trained on that, but I can tell you this, that you are worthy. Everything you have to offer the world was uniquely made, and you are priceless, and you are wonderful, and people value you. Okay. You don't need a million people to love you. You only need those people that you want to be around yourself. You have to think about it that way. But when it comes to your business, how do we make sure we're not bringing that garbage into our business? And how do we raise our confidence levels? How do we go from a 2 to a 7 or a 3 to a 6? How do we get there? So this is how you get there. I'm going to tell you how you get there. Because first of all, again, let me repeat. It's okay if you're at a 2 or a 1 or a 3 or a 4. It doesn't matter. You're there. Just acknowledge it and say, this is where I'm starting. Okay, great. We have a starting point. Let's start there. Doesn't matter the number, but it's the starting point. Here's what you do. This is what I was telling the Grow Getters too. First of all, you have to take action. You have to get this thing started. Okay. So low self-confidence or not, whatever, you just have to get going. You have to take action, imperfect action. I believe it cannot be perfect, because if it's perfect, you'll never get it to perfect. So I don't even know what perfect is, and you'll stall and you'll never, ever get this thing going. Okay. So you have to take imperfect action. You have to just say, I'm going to go. It's not going to be perfect. My product or service is not going to be perfect. Here's what you get to do. You get to say, this is my first version of it. I'm going to be taking my first clients. I'm going to be taking beta testers. I'm going to be taking testers. I'm going to be, you can say it however you want, but you don't have to apologize for them being the first. You get to tell them. What do y'all think I did with this podcasting program called Bingeworthy that I just launched, the beta program? I told everyone it's a beta. I told everybody I haven't made it yet. We're making it together. You are going to be a part of this journey, and we're making it. I told everyone that. I'm not apologetic about that. Either they want to be a part of it or they don't. They want to be in at the lowest price and get the most help and do it, right? This is what I'm saying, that you get to say this stuff about your stuff. You get to say, I'm doing it at half off what I'm going to be, my goal price is, and I'm doing it because I really would love to have some testers, have some beta testers, get your feedback so that I can make it the best it can be. You can even give it away for free. You can do whatever you want. Okay. And we talk about that in the Just Getting Started group. I have some different approaches for you. So if you're not in the Just Getting Started group and you're about to maybe try to beta test, you might want to jump in there, because I've got trainings for you to help you with everything so you can get launched. Right. But you have to take action. You have to take action, number one, and then you have to get your first test clients. Number two, you have to get those. When you get those two things going, your confidence levels start going up. They start going up. Just intrinsically, it naturally starts happening because you let somebody get it, your product or service, they test it, they tell you, oh, you know what? It would help if I had this. I really loved this about it. You are so sweet. You were amazing. And it's like, oh, okay. Then you start feeling better. You're like, okay. And even if they say, okay, this isn't working, I really wish it had this, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going to make it like that. You get other people to test it. Now your confidence level goes up. It was just like my family. We just started renting out one of our lake houses, and we have two very modest lake houses that are right next to each other. One's tiny, and then one we use as an overflow, like bunkhouse for kids and everything. And we started renting that one out. So that one we just put on Airbnb. Okay. We just put it on Airbnb, and Airbnb told me when I was signing up on it, it said your first 3 guests need to be 20% off. That's customary. Do that so you can get some testimonials. Even Airbnb told me that, and I did that, and it worked. And we got our first, I was about to say client, our first guest, and they left us a rave review, and I was jumping up and down. I'm like, David, we got our first review. Okay. So I'm just like you, still in life, testing new things and doing new things, and maybe having low self-confidence. Like, are people going to like our lake house? What are they going to think? Blah, 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 blah. The reviewer was like, the beds are really comfortable. And I was like, oh, the beds are really comfortable? Like, I didn't even know that. So then you start feeling more confident. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to feel more confident when we charge the rate we want to charge, right? So the same is for you. You're going to get that confidence after you get those testers and you get the positive feedback. And even if you get the negative feedback, what makes you feel good is that you know you can change it. And then you feel more confident because you've already eliminated something that people would have complained about. You see what I'm saying? It gives you confidence. So now your confidence level is moving up the scale from a 2 to a 3, from a 3 to a 4, from a 4 to a 5. Okay. So let's review again. And I'm going to tell you the third thing that's going to give you confidence. Number 1 is taking imperfect action. Number 2 is getting your first test clients, beta testers, anything to help give you feedback on it and to give you a testimonial. Okay. And the third one is actually getting your first full rate paid client. Now, for some of you, that will happen right away because maybe it's easy. It's a product. It's earrings. It's a purse. It's a bag. It's a t-shirt. And you're like, okay, now it's full price. It's $25 and it's no big deal. And you're able to roll into that. Whereas those of you that are coaches, consultants, service providers, whatever it is, it may take you a while to roll up to the price that you want to get to. Let's say you want to have a $3,000 program and you're starting it at $1,000. It may take you a year to get up there. And that's okay. I think you should take it slow and build your confidence. So when you get to pitch your $3,000 program, you feel 100% because you've had all these clients at $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500. You're like, I'm good. I feel good with this price, right? This is how you gain confidence by doing. Confidence by doing, confidence by having clients, confidence by getting their testimonials, and then confidence by getting your first full paid client. This is how you're going to move up that scale. And I'm telling you from personal experience, this is what's happened to me with this business. In the beginning, I was feeling awesome about the podcast, but I started getting really nervous about coaching and can I do this? I knew I had so much to share, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to be helping them with when starting their business. I was just kind of like floating around. And, I remember I've told y'all before when I got my first client, I was on a walk and I happened to look at my email and a girl inquired about it. And I was like, literally tears in my eyes, like going, oh my gosh, I'm getting my first client. It's the best feeling. Okay. In the world, it's the best feeling. And you do it and you know it's not perfect and you do it anyways. And you just fumble your way through it and it's all good. But then you have more confidence. You're like, oh, now I know how to deal with the next one. Next time I won't charge this low of a rate, or next time I won't allow them to do this because I should have mentioned this. When you have low self-confidence, you try to please every client in any way possible. And you're like, oh, you want to add in this. You want to do this. You want me to deliver it. You want me to hand deliver it to you. I mean, you do all sorts of crazy things that you will never do later. You'll be like, why did I do that? But I understand why you want to do it because you need that first client, right? You need that first client and it's okay. Bend the way you want to bend, but you learn so much. Then you gain confidence and you know what you won't be doing next round and the pricing you won't be using next time. Right? It gives you confidence. So everyone, today, the summary is if you feel low self-confidence right now, it's probably because you haven't taken action, because you haven't gotten beta testers and gotten feedback or testimonials, and you haven't gotten your first real normal paying, the rate that you want them to pay for your products or services. Because once all of that happens, your confidence starts moving up. And then the more clients you have, the more customers you have, the more buyers, all of a sudden it goes up and up and up. And all these things going from a person that fumbles on what she says and looking weird when she talks to people and, wavering over the price almost subliminally, apologetically, offering pricing, from that to confidence, to this is the price. We can do this. Sorry, I can't hand deliver, but you can pick it up here. Like you change your affect, you change everything. You're unapologetic. You know it. And I want you to get there. I want you to get there. If this is you today and you are not in Grow Getters, I want you to go check it out today because I'll be opening the doors again soon where you can jump in and we work on things like this because I don't want you ever feeling alone, feeling like you don't know what you're doing, feeling like you don't have people around to help you, that you don't have guidance and you're flailing around and you're not focused and you're fumbling over your words and you're not really generating leads and you're just sitting there waiting on your next client. I don't want you doing that. You should have a whole system in place. And that's what we do inside Grow Getters. So make sure you check that out today if that's you. And if you're in the early stages of your business, I have a best business idea workshop. I have a mini business plan workshop if you're just trying to plan right now. And then I do have my podcasting boot camp called Binge Worthy that will not be open right now, but I will be opening it again later after this beta is done. So I'm super excited about it. If that's you, you're thinking about starting a podcast, make sure you get signed up so I can let you in on the next round. So that's it. Y'all have a wonderful day. And remember, you're worth a lot more than you think. Your business is worth a lot more than you think. But right now, start where it's comfortable so you can gain that confidence. I'm so happy for you. Okay, until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.